Hello and welcome to another SVU live stream. I am Coach Kev, joined here by J Moff. What's up, J Moff?
What's up, Kev? How you doing?
Doing fantastic. We're here for another CeeLo game. We're going to start these streams a little bit early so we can get a little pregame action going, get us talking a little bit, and then we'll jump right into the games. So SVU is versus Duke. Engage. We'll see how this goes. Duke looking like a pretty good team, but nothing SVU hasn't handled before, so we'll see if they can do it again today.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. We've seen SVU perform really well so far. Going against some tough matchups, have a lot of learning opportunities you can take from those. And I'd love to see what adjustments they make and what their game plan is going into another hard but doable series.
Yeah, and that's really what to expect in the CeeLo competition. There's no easy teams. Every team is a competitor. Every team is the best team at their school. This is the big collegiate league here for League of Legends. So hopefully they'll be able to make any adjustments if they have to, because this will be a best of three. So, you can find out, feel each other out in game one and then make some adjustments for game two.
Yeah, SVU's one thing you guys look out for. SVU's always done a really good job. These boys know how to team fight. They really enjoy that. If they can make it through a strong early game, they got Pleasant Plant to really carry him on that. He's done a great job so far this season. I'd love to see what he pulls out from the jungle again. We've seen some really dominant performances from Willy Wonka up in the top lane, on his Mundo. We've seen some gangplanks. Nothing surprising there. A lot of good Honey T-Bone for those of you Honey T-Bone fans. Like a lot of good Nautilus hooks and engages. So some good things to look out for. Love to see how our boys take on this one.
Yeah, we'll have to see, especially the jungle matchup, with Pleasant Plant. We'll see what he can do early game, see if he can make any differences early on and get SVU rolling, because they do seem to do quite well if they can get the early lead. We saw some snowballs against them. They do like to fight, so once the lead starts slipping away, they just keep fighting, and they have a chance to come back, but it gets difficult.
Yeah, no, and like you were saying, a lot of that does, a lot of pressure on a jungler for that. Which is, it can be, tensions can be pretty high, especially for our jungler. So if you can handle the pressure and keep the comms rolling and work out things in the early game. One thing I'd love to see more of, I think, sometimes we have trouble dealing with really decisive opponents that roam from the mid lane. And I'd love to see more communication around that and being able to tackle those guys. That being one of SVU's only real chinks in their armor so far this tournament. So, that's some of the things that I'm looking out for. Kev, I don't know if there's a whole lot else that you can think of right now, but
yeah, I think watching 5, 6, 7, 7 is going to be crucial. We see him sometimes he doesn't get involved, like you were saying, in the whole game. He's just sitting there farming, which is that's a lot of mid lane matchups, but you got to find a way to get involved. Those roam timings can be crucial because those early fights can really decide a game, especially in this high of a league where, one mistake, one decision the team knows how to close out a game once they get a lead. So it can be detrimental.
Yeah, and that being said, with so much focus on the league here, or on the taking a lead and snowballing it and rolling it, I'm expecting to see a lot of focus around Rift Herald as usual. Pleasant Plant enjoys farming as anyone, but really he likes ganking and getting the towers down, use the Rift Herald for that kind of stuff. So like you said, they enjoy some good fighting. There's a lot to unpack once pick ban starts and once we get some matchups to kind of analyze. But SC's got a really diverse champ pool so far that we've seen just on the streams, just this semester in this series. So I'm really curious to see what they pull out. What haven't we seen before? Is there going to be any old favorites that come back? Meta changes. There's been another update recently. There's constantly changing, evolving games. So I'd love to see how the team adjusts their champ pool and strategies to that. And they're going to have to do it proactively throughout the game and throughout the series too, because Duke's going to be doing the same thing right back at them, which is part of what makes it so fun. But we'll see what changes from these last couple series we've observed.
Yeah, and we're going to have to keep in mind Zeri is available. So let's see, we saw Zeri come out before. That's a new champion. See if anyone picks that up. And also, they did take out the one dragon. So You don't have to worry about that too much, but you do have to worry about, still have those souls. the Chemtech soul is still devastating. So we'll see if teams want to get early dragons or if they prio that Rift Herald, because that first Rift Herald, huge bonus gold if you can get a good charge off. So we'll see if they're able to do so.
Yeah, Gold Lead is super hard to come back from.
But yeah, so we're going to head over to a break here, and then we will be back with Game 1 here in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. We are just about to get into game one here of best of three SVU Knights versus Duke. We will see what the boys have in store for us today. I'm really excited about this, J-Moth. How you feeling?
I'm excited to see this. So, for those of you who you guys can't see, but
We give them a little peek of the draft here.
take a little peek. So here you can see the pick bands. SVU on red side, Duke on blue side. I'm curious, Kevin. What do you think right off the bat?
I'm liking this. This is kind of a throwback comp here for SVU with the Mundo and the Poppy and the Syndra, the Twitch from last year. Last season, Swammer known for his Twitch build, going with the crazy build. He had Titanic in there. He was doing all these nutty things. T-Bone back on the Lulu. They're really changing things up where instead of going for the engage, instead of going for the, the hard agency comp, they're going for more of a scaling, more of a dancing comp, and we'll see if that pays off because there's not a lot of engage options here for Duke.
Yeah, I mean, on either side, really. One thing I do, I look at the jungle matchups, I enjoy those. We see Pleasant Plant on his famous Poppy, really, really good at the champ, knows his limits. But there's a Trundle on the other side who is really scary early, and we're talking about how important that early game is. So, I'm really curious to see how that matchup is played and how they kind of, work around each other.
Yeah, and Pleasant Plant was on the Poppy train before. It was cool. Now it's actually a jungler. It's actually been played jungle. We've seen it in pro. So definitely a champion that is very good at that role and can do a lot of things. It can create ganks. It definitely is good at disengage. So I'll have to see how he navigates that in this game. Willy Wonka back on the Mundo. We've seen this probably 90% of the games he's played. He's on the Mundo. He never disappoints. Always puts up a good fight no matter what. Camille is a hard matchup for the Mundo just because Camille will do a ton of damage once she gets 2 items or so. Went off on that split push. But Mundo, he can hold his own. He's tanky. He's beefy. He can do his thing. And we'll have to see if Willy Wonka can navigate that.
Yeah, and the other thing to look at, we got Zeri, which for those of you who don't follow, she's a very new champion. So a lot of unknowns there. We'll see what happens. Could be interesting. We see 5, 6, 7, 7 on his Syndra. Very powerful champion, always strong mid lane. And we'll see if he does have that kind of wider view than we've seen recently. Sometimes with this comfortable Syndra pick, go make a lot of impact elsewhere.
Yeah, and we'll see here. The early game jungling, I do favor the Trundle. With that Q, he's just so scary. Levels 1, levels 2. And Poppy doesn't have a lot of options. So hopefully they'll be able to play around that and not, get baited into anything too risky early on.
Yeah, and one thing we've seen, sometimes with some of these tankier junglers, and with Poppy in particular, in any role, ganks can change really quickly over the course of the game where damage starts to fall off a little bit and you become more of a tank and you need damage to come from somewhere else. So we'll see how Pleasant Plant plays around with that since Trundle brings his own damage to the table wherever he is.
Yeah, and we are here in game number 1. Looks like we have a little bit of a freeze here on the game client. We'll have to give that a minute to get unfrozen, but overall, we'll have to see what they can do here in this game, Josh, because I'm scared about the early game here of SVU. That Trundle. He's going to beat Poppy up if he can get a hold of her. But Pleasant Plant knows this.
Right, he knows it. He's not surprised. And, Trundle can be as scary as he can be. It's not super hard to know what he wants to do, right? Like, he's going to come in after you. He's going to try and figure out where you are and show up and stuff. So, Pleasant Plant is a really good job at keeping track of these kind of things usually, and I'm sure he'll be able to play around Trundle.
Yeah, so we are jumping in here. SVU is going to be on the red side. Duke is going to be on the blue side. So just in case you guys aren't aware, we don't have the overlay as good as it could be right now. But SVU will be in the red health bars there, and Duke will have the blue ones. So keep track of that throughout the game. And we'll have to see how things really unfold because, like I said, Josh, I don't know what SVU's plan is early. I think Poppy might do a 3 camp, but the full clear is what's hot right now. So I don't know if he's going to try that and work to a scuttle. But he doesn't want to run into Trundle at that scuttle.
Right, and like you're saying, as popular as it is, it does make him predictable, right? If you want to clear all 6 camps, it's not going to be that hard to figure out where you're going to be unless he's going to do some fancy reverse clear and try and reduce predictability that way. But looks like we see Trundle starting on his red side. Poppy's going to do the same. So early pathing, looks to be like they're away from each other. Trundle does have a leash, right? So SVUs should be able to recognize this and give Pleasant Plant that intel. So he'll have a little bit of an edge on that point.
Yeah, and 5677 on the Syndra, we've seen him pop completely off on this pick before. Really looking forward to see him on this. I think it's great into the Ahri. Ahri, one of those champions, just got reworked a little bit. So we'll see if that rework has any impact. Less damage now, but more utility. Has those extra dashes, so we'll see how that unfolds here. But Duke really loving this new update. The new patch that came out playing the Zeri and the Ahri.
Yeah. We see Mundo up there, level 1, getting a lot of throws, getting big trades happening. A lot of action bot side as well, just poking at each other a little bit and things like that. See Zeri going in.
Yeah, the level 2. Got to watch out for that level 2. Seen it time and time again. Honey T-Bone doing a good job running away. They're going to have to be patient here. Wait for this wave. Get their own level 2. Pretty quiet start here all around, though. Poppy is going to go for the full top side clear. Might go into the bot side clear after that. Or might try to meet Trundle at the scuttle. But if he doesn't have prio, that could be a risky option. Willy Wonka doing a great job in top lane. He's going to let that shove in, so I doubt Poppy will go for this top scuttle. But wait, he's going for a topside gank here, Josh. And here comes Camille baiting right into it. But Willy Wonka is going to get ignited. He's going to have to flash away. He will get away. Here's Poppy. Can he do anything? Camille has no flash. Poppy should be able to clean this up. This could be first blood, and yes, it is! Pleasant Plant, first blood. Fantastic job by him. Great bait by Willy Wonka.
See mid and jungle rotating.
Oh, no.
Not gonna see it.
Here they come. He did not see it, and that's going to be a trade kill going over. Ahri sitting in the bush with Trundle. Poppy's going to walk right into that one and will go down. So the kill does go back over, but great proactivity here. Can Willy Wonka survive this 2v1 situation? He's going to miss out on this wave. He's getting flashed on. There's the other flash. 2 flashes going down. That's going to be the kill. Willy Wonka unable to survive that. He had to blow his flash in the initial attack. So 2 for 1 here in favor of Duke.
Really bloody game so far, Kev. Gotta say Duke kind of took off after that first initial kill. Kind of take the win here. Trundle going to get that top side scuttle as Pleasant Plant goes bot side. What's the plan here for Pleasant Plant?
Well, he needs to go down and get his bot side. He's going to get that bot side scuttle. He might look into some kind of gank here in bot lane. But I'm wondering how the Ahri got up there without them really tracking her, because they had the ward there in the river. Maybe that got placed later, but 5677's got to do a better job tracking the Ahri. And if they had that intel, they probably could have just played defensively on their turret and not given anything up. So hopefully that tracking will increase over the course of this series.
Yeah, and something that can be tough sometimes, where you see where the enemy isn't, and you instantly can think about where they are, but you really have to play like they can be anywhere sometimes,
Yeah, you don't want to be too scared where you're actually losing efficiency because you're scared, but you have to know, getting 2 extra seconds might not be worth the risk, because if they are there, you're losing 30 seconds. So it's all risk reward, Josh. You know the drill.
That's right.
So mid lane's going pretty good. Zeri is up 10 CS. Zeri Braum seems like a decent lane. Braum very good, protecting Zeri. Zeri wants to get up close, wants to use her Q, which is her auto attack, as much as possible. So Braum just a good shield, good with the slow. Lulu, will scale quite well. Will be good in these team fights. We'll have to see how Honey T-Bone uses the polymorph, uses the shield, and see how that unfolds. But for right now, farm going pretty evenly across the board. Lead in mid lane for SVU, lead in bot for Duke. And here comes a little engage here. Nice little poke there from Swammer. He loves this Twitch pick. Willy Wonka not happy about that whole early game. He's going to shove this in. Doing nicely, though, against the Camille.
Yeah, he really is.
Here comes a gank. Honey T-Bone might have to flash. Swammer's going to flash out. Honey T-Bone's going to go down. I don't think he's going to be able to trade this one back. Oh, he's going to flash late, but still going to die. So gotta wonder if he just flashed earlier, he might have been a better idea, or save your flash, but he goes down either way.
Yeah, you hate to see it go, and you're still gonna die for it. what that really boils down to is I love Duke's control of the.
Here comes Poppy with the tower dive. Nice flash by Pleasant Plant. Gonna pick up that kill. Great job by him. So that's going to be a wave lost. He's going to try to TP back, but here comes a dive on Swammer. Can they get him? No, Zeri tanking the tower. Oh, and flashes out just in time, so he can't get the kill back. A dive in bot lane. Swammer's going to lose all that CS. He's going to hate that.
Yeah, these cross-map plays are... It's tough to see who's really winning here, but I've got to feel like... SVU is going to lean into their bot side with all that damage late game, and, Swimmer's Twitch expertise and not having that ability to feed him could be really detrimental. Even if you've got the big tanky Mundo and stuff, you're feeding topside. You need damage to back it up.
Yeah, and look at this vision control here in the south. We have pink wards for Duke all over the river. That just gives Trundle free reign to do whatever he wants down there. And Swammer and Honey Teambone just not respecting the fact that they were weak side there. Pleasant Plant not wanting to go for that bot scuttle. I think he should have. But with the constant pressure in bot lane, he couldn't really do it with that prio. So just a little bit of miscoordination there by SVU, but they're still in this definitely. Poppy with the 2 kills will be tanky this game.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention that earlier. Duke's river control this whole game, really impressive with the vision. And they're making use of it, which is really awesome.
Yeah. Level 6s across the board here on the top lane. Camille going down 0-2, has the Sheen, will be good little trades if you can trade a little once in a while with that is nice. Get that extra proc off. Willy Wonka going to shove that in. He's doing a great job farming as well. We got to see these solo laners for SVU get involved in these objectives. I'm wondering if this Herald is going to be the next one. We have a Scuttle up here. We have the Herald spawning. This is going to be a big fight. Hopefully they recognize it. Will Honey T-Bone rotate or will he stay bot is the question. And if he does, can SVU win this 3v3? I think I think a lot of the advantage for Duke right now is in the Trundle. So if they can just zone him off, they'll be in good shape. But they got to be a little bit careful of him getting some kills.
Yeah, and we were expecting, right? Trundle's big boy early. We're expecting SVU to kind of lose a little bit. It just boils down to don't let him run over you, right? It's okay. You don't have to go and kill him everywhere he goes, but don't let him run over you quite like this. The Pleasant Plant's going to get snuffed out on his
Pleasant
red.
Plant trying to get the red buff. He needs to use his ultimate here. I don't know if he's going to. He's going to use it late. He will survive. Swammer getting attacked by the Zeri will go down. Zeri level 6 going to take him out there. And Braum with the good 2-man ulti there. And that's just a 2-for-2 or a 2v2 double kill for Duke.
Really, really well played by Duke's bot lane there. We've seen impressive things from this Zeri champion so far. No matter who's behind him so far this tournament, Kevin. So I'm gonna be worried about Zeri no matter who SVU's up against from now on.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they do here. Now this lead here for Duke is getting quite large. That was very bad 2v2. The bot lane has just gone completely array here for SVU. Swammer down almost over 40 CS. He really needs time to farm back up, but I don't know if Pleasant Plant wants to go down there. Here comes an all-in here on 5677, and it looks like Ari will kill 5677 under the tower and get out alive. So that's another kill going over, and the only lane doing well at this point is top lane. Willy Wonka doing well. He is falling a little bit behind in CS, but the SVU needs to get this laning phase figured out because they are just losing the game before it even starts.
Yeah, almost 4K gold lead is not what you want to see pre-10 minutes into the game. We got to see Trundle taking action, trying to come back. Camille's been eating up a little bit, and he's going to get it. Hits the pillar. Big jump, and Willy Wonka's going to go down for it.
Yeah, smart by Trundle, going to the only lane that's doing well on his own up top against Willy Wonka. So he's probably going to have to use his TP if he can, but I don't think he's going to respawn in time for that wave. So that is a good gank there by Trundle, and Trundle just taking complete control over this early game. Mid and bot doing it kind of on their own. They had the one gank there in bot lane, but Trundle, he seems to be everywhere. So SVU needs to figure out how to get back into this game. They maybe need to play towards this Herald, maybe need to force something before the big items come out, but they might be too far behind at this point.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold. But it is still laning phase, so some unexpected rotations could still yield a lot, Kevin, I think. And like you're saying, Herald is up. We see Trundle going up there. Poppy's a little bit behind, but it looks like she could be pathing up there unless she decides to gank, which might be setting up for here. We'll see if they can pull anything out of it.
Yeah, Ari going up has Prio, going to help Trundle get to Rift Herald, and this Rift Herald is going to make this lead even bigger. Pleasant Plant looking for a gank, but he's not committing to it. Rather, he wants to kill the ward for some reason, so is going to block that jump from the Braum. They're going to go for the ult. They're going to go for the kills. Can they get the Zeri? She's one shot. Yes, she will go down. Pleasant Plant is low. Can he get a shield from the Lulu? Yes, he can. This is a great gank. Good timing. This is what SVU needs, a counter play. Get some kills on the board and get back in this game while they're doing the Rift Herald.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you really need to see out of SVU. Get really involved and take advantage of every overextension you can. Right, and it's just really well timed too, because unfortunately Trundle does get the Herald. We see him go over there and get some chickens as well for it. But SVU needs to get shutdowns and things like that, which is really gonna bring them back into the game.
Yeah, and all eyes on mid lane right now. Trundle looking for a gank on this Syndra. If they can kill Syndra, they're going to drop this Herald, get a ton for it, but he has to know that that's coming. He is pinging it out, as you see on the minimap there, so great job by 5677 to survive that, not give them any opportunity. He's doing well in farm, keeping up with the Ahri, and Trundle's looking to come top lane instead, so Camille's ult is about to come back up. Mundo will have to flash out. He does get the Trundle ult too, so good flash by him, and he will survive. So Willy Wonka doing a good job up there.
Yeah, not too bad of a turnout overall. I mean, you gotta expect that, right? Willy Wonka's got to see, okay, he's in topside jungle. I'm overextended just a little bit. Time to start moving back, and he's able to get out in time, which is really great to see.
Yeah, they're looking to try to get this Herald down. Best way to do it, is getting those kills, then dropping it, getting the whole tower. I don't know if SVU is going to be able to hold this. Ari swinging up early. Syndra is following this time, and look at this. Lulu coming to the show. So if Syndra can get up there with the Lulu, they might be in a 4v3 situation, and this could be huge for SVU if they can navigate it correctly, but Willy Wonka doesn't have much. He doesn't have his ult. Pleasant Plant's going to need to get in there, and here comes the Camille. They are trying to dive. This could be good for SVU. Here comes Syndra. Syndra needs to get in here. She's using her ghost. She's coming in hot. SVU looking to kill. Willy Wonka will not die. He will not go down. 5677 is going to clean up the Ari. No, he won't. He's so close to flash auto from 5677 will get the kill, and that's a great rotation from SVU, but Swammer caught in no man's land will go down. So SVU with a 3-for-0 up in the top lane, a great collapse, but bot lane is just going terribly. They're going to get the first turret here in bot lane. The Zeri's going to pick that up and get the kill on Swammer. There's not much they can do after they fell behind, but SVU making plays elsewhere, keeping in this game.
Yeah, you got to feel like SVU won that exchange cross map, right? Their expertise and their experience, really putting in the work for those team fights and organizing around each other and playing into each other's strengths and weaknesses very, very well. Coming very prominently. They're going to meet in the jungle, though. Poppy and
yeah,
Lily.
they are. And these guys, I don't know if they can handle the Zeri. The Zeri is strong right now. Pleasant Plant's not going to get the tackle into the wall. He really needed it. If he got it, he probably could have killed her. Here comes Swammer. Can he do anything? No one else on the collapse here. So SVU might have to back off. Swammer looking for something. He just wants gold, anything he can find. Try to get the Zeri. Can't quite get it. Honey T-Bone going to try as well, but he is just dying too. Pleasant Plant going to go down to the Trundle, and this is all falling apart for SVU. They were doing so well there, but they just couldn't get organized after that play, and now Camille is online with a triple kill. So what had gone good just went terribly wrong there for SVU.
Yeah, it's really tough, tracking your enemy to that degree when they're completely in the dark in the jungle. Camille was not top lane. Where's she going to be? So you see Mundo coming down, but you're just kind of behind the enemy at that point. SVU did what they could. Like you said, Pleasant Plant almost hitting that stun could have really changed things there. But the Gold League comes out to play, and the earlier rotation they show up to fight earlier, Duke's going to be able to take that fight.
Yeah, so Duke has a commanding lead now, up almost 6k gold, so SVU's going to have to really just be patient, wait for some items, wait for their mythics to come online. Mythics across the board here for Duke, and their power spike is just off the charts. So with nothing to fight for, SVU just needs to farm up, maybe get a cheeky pick if they can find one, but they don't want to create another team fight because they will lose it at this point.
Yeah, that's a tremendous amount of gold. We see possibly some more action here at Red. Pleasant Plant going to snag it and start backing off this time, which you like to see is a little bit better. Going to get the stun off, but blocks the Braum dash. Willy Wonka's there to back him up, gets the big disengage, and that's that.
Yeah, so he will get the Camille ult traded for the Poppy ult, and the Braum ult, so overall pretty good there for SVU. They're looking for some kind of fight here. 5677 going to disengage with his E. Pleasant Plant going in, getting the Lulu ult, but they don't know if they have the damage follow-up. There's just not enough items here for SVU. This is a good fight, but they just don't have the items. The Twitch does nothing at this point. He has to get some items to be online to do any damage. 5677 doesn't have his mythic either, but will one-shot the Ahri there after the after the initial trade. So great job by him picking up that kill. SVU still alive, but they need a miracle here. They need a fight. They need some items.
Yeah, they really do. Just as you were saying, hey, maybe SVU shouldn't be looking for this fight. They found an actually pretty good opportunity, but like I said, they just couldn't capitalize, which is really frustrating when you're in SVU's position because you don't get those opportunities all too often. You really want to be able to capitalize. So we'll see what SVU can do to play a little more patient, maybe. But we see our top laners coming back. Camille's pushing in, and Duke's just playing the map forward here, getting their pressure out with bot and top lane. Mid still hasn't cracked though.
Yeah, mid still alive here for SVU, which is good. 5677 doing a great job there. He is, keeping up with farm with the Ari and the Zeri, doing a great job holding his tower. He finally has his mythic, has the Ludens, so he'll be doing a lot of damage. Twitch still trying to catch up. He's going to be playing catch up here for a while, but definitely can get items, can get scary if the game goes long enough. So SVU going to want to contest these dragons at some point. I don't know if they'll be able to contest the third one, but maybe the soul. But that's a risky proposition, Josh, because one smite, and that soul's yours.
Yeah, that's a lot to balance the game on. We do see the next Herald coming up here, which, not as impactful as the first one, but SVU does have the get back into the game objective bonus gold coming back into play. So they could make use of it. We'll see. Gold is gold. Anything to cut down the lead that Duke has built on them.
Yeah, the objective bounties do come in handy, but it looks like Duke not going to give him the opportunity. Duke looking really clean today, doing a great job, making sure they don't give away anything here. Going to pick this one up, probably use it to break mid turret and open up the map even more, so they can start moving into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, Duke has taken such a good job of making sure they've got vision everywhere. Oh,
5677 does has flash. He's not using it yet. He's going to have to use it. He does not have flash, so unable to flash out of that one. And just gets caught behind a pillar. Pleasant Plant's going to use that to go in. I don't know if he wants this. He's going to go down. Looks like he just hit the blast cone the wrong way, and this is terrible here for SVU. They are getting routed in their own jungle. They need to get back to their inhibitor turret because this Herald will push down these turrets and can get an inhibitor here pretty early.
Yeah, you don't want to see that as SVU. Sometimes an early inhib is not what you're looking for as Duke, but when you're in this position with this much of a gold lead and you're just steamrolling over, you want to end the game early while you still have the lead before something goes wrong. So really, really strong play for Duke. Take that early inhib. And mid with going from zero towers taken to all of them taken right down to the inhib. That's tough. And what I was saying,
trying to get the pick. They will get the flash though, so at least they got that. They might be able to use that in the future. I wonder if SVU is going to try to contest this dragon, but it could be detrimental for them if they do. They do not have the items to really make a difference here. We'll have to see if Duke can set this up like they have in the past. Their vision control have been great. SVU is looking to get maybe a pick in, maybe a bush cheese or something. They need to even the odds by taking one of them out.
Yeah, I mean, we see Camille coming up, taking a little bit of control over the vision in the river, just as dragon spawns. SVU's grouping in the jungle here, and SVU looking for this fight that they want to try and get something, make it a little bit uneven, see if they can actually make a 5v5 winnable by turning to a 5v4, 5v3. Braun's doing a great job peeling, and we see there it is, Duke coming in from both sides, going to pinch SVU. Are they in a bad spot? And they're going to start getting down. This gold lead is just a lot to deal with, I think, for SVU here, as they get chased through the jungle. They did what they couldn't get the pick that they're looking for, and Duke was able to just jump on the opportunity with the engage as best they could, just getting in, get their damage involved. And SVU's wasn't able to respond in time. Zeri's going to push it. And looks like this might be the close of game one here, going over to Duke.
Yeah, Duke pushing in here, looking to end game one. This is a best of three, so SVU going to be able to come back here in game number two, but they're going to have to change some of the laning patterns. Did not go well. A swift end there from Duke, and that one's going to be in the book. So game one here, going over to Duke, and we'll see what kind of changes SVU can make in game two, because I don't think it was really a skill gap here, Josh. I think it was just the early game just got away from them and it snowballed, and that's what we were talking about in the pregame. These good teams will snowball a lead if you give them anything. So they're going to have to see if they can prevent that from happening in game number two.
Yeah, take that early game. See if they can do it.
All right, we will be back here in a couple minutes with game two. Stay tuned. And we are back here getting ready for game number 2. J-Moff, we have some picks, we have some bands. Let's take a look at them right here. What do you think of this lineup here coming out from SVU? SVU on the left side now, while Duke's on the right.
Yeah, two things I think really strong out of this competition. Two things really point out. We saw before the Zach Zeri really pop out, be able to jump over those walls, close distance, and come out of nowhere. Vision's just where they come from, no idea. We also have the Yasuo Alistar, where we get big knockups in the Yasuo ult, so we got a bit of wombo there, as well as just some great synergy between Zach and Zeri. I'm really excited to see what SVU can do with this.
Me too, because we've seen the Yasuo, Zach, Alistar out of SVU before, and it has been juicy in the past. Now we have Willy Wonka on the Silas up against his pick, the Jace, so we'll see how that goes. That's a pretty tough lane for him, but I think, Willy Wonka will do all right. He usually does. If we can get the team fighting, SVU, I think, will have fantastic team fight. But the question is, can they get there, Jeff?
Yeah, it's going to be the early game. Come boil down to it again. Who wins, who survives. We saw the Trundle last game is far more impactful than I think at least could have been. Had the potential to be far more impactful early than most champions. Vi still has some of that, I think, on Duke's side, but not to the same extent. And Zach, I think, is able to be there for a lot of those things too. He can be very fast with his E, get around, and not only to just engage and start ganks, but just to move around the map and stuff. So, we'll see how that jungle goes, and if SVU can keep from getting too far behind until we create some of those team fighting opportunities that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. We saw the gank bot lane from the Trundle last game. That really threw Swammer behind. Swammer stealing away the Zeri with the first pick. So that's going to be in our hands now, and we'll see what he can do with it. If they can get through laning phase, I think this game will be totally different. We just definitely saw great control, though, from Duke and their ability to close out the game once they got a lead. So SVU's got to be smart in the laning phase. They got to track Vi, track the enemy jungler. And now with the mid laner on LeBlanc for Duke, he's going to be all over the place. LeBlanc much more mobile than Ari in the early stages with the W, so he's able to get over walls, get to side lanes, and we saw Ari already doing that, so we'll have to keep a track of him. But 5677, he knows his Yasuo, and he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on this LeBlanc, so we'll see if LeBlanc's even able to leave lane.
Yeah, that's true. What really did a lot for, I think, Duke last game was their ability to control the rivers with vision, and they had eyes everywhere. They were able to keep eye on rotations and things like that, while also maintaining SVU's lack of presence, so they could sneak around. I'd love to see SVU's adaptation on this. Maybe take a step up in the vision department. But we'll see how some of these early matchups, who has prio, and who has the opportunity to go and get vision. How do you think that's going to play out? Is that going to change a whole lot? Do we expect to see those kinds of things? Mid prio, how's that going to affect this?
Like, mid prio is kind of weird in this matchup. It's like pretty jungler dependent sometimes, because like Yasuo can get prio pretty easily against the LeBlanc, but if he's afraid of Vi or doesn't know where she is, it's kind of riskier for him. So we'll have to see what they do tracking wise, because if they're not able to keep track of the Vi, then 5677 is going to have to give up the wave to the LeBlanc and then farm it under his tower, or tank it and farm it. So but if they do have good vision, he can play to one of the sides, then sure, I think he can easily get prio, and then before you know it, they can roam together. Him and Zach can go make things happen, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, no. A lot of it's still riding on this early. Can we win laning phase? Can we, as SVU, take advantage of sort of strengths before? We don't want to see it like a Jinx snowball the same way Zeri did or anything. It can be, Jinx getting resets can be very scary. Jax should be able to have a lot of Jace should be able to have a lot of prize. So we'll see what happens. SVU looks like we're taking a pretty defensive start.
So Duke on the red side now, SVU on the blue side. Just in case you lost track of that in the switch up there, Duke going into this top lane bush, looking for an invade here into the North Jungle Pike. Very good level 1, with his hook or his E, whatever he decides to go. Willy Wonka going to play this one. He's probably started E. No, he didn't start E, so he's going to end up flashing. Most Silas start E, so usually they can just E right over that wall, and he would have been fine. But he does end up flashing, so that is a good invade there on the side of Duke.
Yeah, a little bit of vision coming out, and you get a free flash. Yeah, this is not a great spot for Willie Wonka to get caught out, but it is what it is. Minions starting to come to lane here. Looks like Zach's going to be starting on his blue, while Vi is starting on her blue. So, same thing as before, where we're going to be pathing in the opposite directions.
Yeah, Zach's starting on his wolves, going to be going towards his blue. They did ward the blue, so they're going to know exactly what Zach is doing. It looks like they might be trying to invade the red here. Ping's going down on it, or they think Zach is starting red. This could be a little bit of an advantage if they think there's a leash, and there isn't. Possibly a fake leash here coming out for SVU. They are showing up a little bit late, so that's good by them. They're going to think Zach is there, but now they're going to see him on that ward. They're going to have complete knowledge that he's only done one camp. Swammer getting hooked early, going to have to flash out. So his summoners are down, and Willy Wonka getting all in, and he will go down. So Willy Wonka does go down early, and that's not a good start here for SVU.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Jace use Flash for it. I don't know if he really needs to, so maybe there's a silver lining. But, having trouble in this early game again. Pleasant Plain getting very low on his first clear. I'd love to see when junglers are able to know exactly how long they can balance on 1 HP.
Yeah, you're a Cade player. You've done that. Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Let's see what they're able to do here. Swammer with no sums now. He's going to be very scared in the bot lane. And the aggression here from Duke just not relenting after game one. First blood this time going over to Duke. SVU got it last time against the top laner from Duke. So let's see. That's going to be a rough matchup there for Willy Wonka, especially without his flash. He's going to have to play it slow, hope that it pushes in. Looks like he's going to go in, not playing it slow at all. Going to trade with the Jace. That's a decent trade enough. He does have the corrupting potion, so that will be nice for him in the long run.
And we see that Pyke being able to just hold his hook up in the air for a while, and that creates so much pressure. You just have to respect that, especially with the level 3 advantage.
Oh no, here comes Vi in the top lane. Willy Wonka gonna have to run away. He's gonna have to be scared. Vi is gonna go for the scuttle though. Good. Willy Wonka got that wave pushed in. Great job by him. So he is gonna be able to reset. Here comes the engage possibly from Honey T-Bone. Just trying to get Swammer some space so he can get that farm. Swammer definitely wants a better performance this game than he had last. Really unlucky. That gank timing just caught him off guard, and once that happened, they were just out of the game in bot lane. So looking to turn that back here in game 2.
Yeah, that being said, getting shoved off minions and XP for a late level 3 is you got to be wary of that. But we do see Zach coming in Pleasant Plain, looking maybe for a jump over the wall here, scanning for vision. See if they can make something happen as Duke's lane is pushing in, charging up.
Yeah, Pyke is super slippery, but Jinx isn't. That's going to be a flash in from Honey T-Bone going for the stun. Can he get anything else? He's going to smack her around, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the kill. So, good engage from them, but unable to finish it off. Did get the summoner flash there out of the Jinx.
Yeah, and that's tough. You want to flash in there as Alistar, but who's really there to follow you with the damage to back the stun up.
Oh, here goes Honey T-Bone with the Hex Flash, and he gets it! Great job, Honey T-Bone, with the Hex Flash. He was debating whether to take it in Champs Elect, but that was the right decision, and a fantastic kill. Swammer on the board, going to be feeling great. They're going to try to shove this in before Jinx can get down here, but the shove is not going well. They got to shove this in quickly. Jinx is on her way, try to deny her, try to get their backs off, and this bot lane is looking totally different here in game number 2.
Yeah, you'd love to see that. Really good Honey T-Bone. His trigger finger is really good on these engaged champions. We've seen it before with Nautilus and his Alistar before. So
yeah, we gotta watch out top lane. Vi is lurking. Willy Wonka been doing great trading with the Jace. Ended up forcing his TP. That's magical top lane work out of Willy Wonka. He's basically in a situation that has no win condition, but found a way to get Jace to have to TP back up here with the good trades. Now he's shoving it in. He's gonna have to call Zach up if he really wants to get this to tower. It's just too dangerous for him to go out there and push it on his own. But here comes Zach. Great scanner, great intuition there by him, and he's gonna be coming up here trying to break this, try to shove this into tower, get prio, and so Willy Wonka can get a base off.
Yeah, that's tough as Zach, getting invaded. You're not going to be able to reap any rewards by heading top lane, especially if there's not a Jinx Jace play available, but we do see
Pike is up here.
Pike upstairs, yeah.
Willy Wonka, look at him though. He's playing it so well. I don't like. He wanted Zach to come up. I think Zach should have, but he's gonna just reset, and that's smart by him. So he made some mistakes early, but he's really coming back. Level 6 here, 5, 6, 7, 7 versus the level 5 of LeBlanc. So 5, 6, 7, 7 doing a great job zoning him off here. Pike is on the roam though, but Zach is here to counter it, and I like SVU's odds if this 2v2 happens, but it doesn't look like it will. Zach heading down towards the bot lane. They know Pike is Mia. They know he's on the roam, so they're doing a great job tracking. Vi coming in, though, through lane in bot lane.
Yeah, we've seen kind of the junglers being opposite sides for the most part so far, but kind of realigning here. Could be some bigger team fighting happening. We're going to get the Zach.
Here we go. Pike, they found him. Can they kill him? He's low. He's going to get out, though, with 1 health. He's going to survive. Willy Wonka trading with Jace in the top lane. Great trade by him. He's really coming back strong. Zach going towards the dragon, but he's getting caught out. Can they get the roam from the Yasuo? Here comes Alistair with the 2-man knockup. I don't know if they have any damage, though. Zach going in on the Vi. There's a double clap, and that's a possible kill on the Vi. Can the Ignite get her? Yes, honey T-Bone. Great job with the Ignite, and that's a good kill for SVU. They're chasing the Jinx. I don't know if they're going to be able to get her. They're chasing. Alistair wants to get it. Here comes Yasuo onto LeBlanc. LeBlanc is a slippery champion. Very hard to kill, so I doubt they'll be able to, but this is night and day difference from game 1. SVU coming out strong here in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, at Bush Cheese, you get the flash out of the Pike after almost killing, which is fantastic. And, with you're worried about damage as a couple of tanks, but really that early, ability power damage that Zach brings to the table, not to be scoffed at, in this early game.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 7 doesn't have his ultimate. Used it against the Pike. It will be up shortly. Willy Wonka doing okay against the Jace. But he is going to get all in here. Can he turn this around? I'm not sure. Does he have the damage? He does. He knows Jace. Oh, can he get the kill? No! He's going to flash into the bush. Willy Wonka tried to get the ward down to Q him with the melee form. He couldn't quite change because he wasn't the real Jace. That was a very close 1v1. Willy Wonka barely not being able to get him.
Yeah, I mean, Willy Wonka really doing a great job knowing his champion knowledge, gotten the all in. But there's the vision, the use of vision there was really, really great from Duke's Chase. So, great job to him for winning that one. We see both junglers doing their boss side stuff. So their clears are kind of linked together now, right?
Yeah,
they'll be showing up to a lot of the same things, and Rift is up right now. So.
Yeah, Rift, Scuttle, they're going to be showing up there together. Zach needs to get this red buff, though. I don't know why he's going for his chickens first, but I don't think the red buff was up yet. So he's got to grab that. So he's a little bit behind the Vi, but Vi is electing to either go for the Gromp here or looking like a bot lane gank possibly. So Zeri does have the summoner spells back up. Swammer is going to be feeling fairly comfortable. They really want to shove this in. They have no protection, but they do have some good vision. So SVU should be fine in this situation. We might have a Rift Herald fight. Here comes the block, though. 4-man possible dive here in bot lane. Swammer really wants that cannon minion. He's going to get baited by it possibly. He's going to E out. Is he going to have to flash? He's going to need to. He's going to ulti and flash. Here comes the LeBlanc. Great exhaust, though. That's why you take it. And great kiting there by Swammer. Here comes Zach trying to turn this around, but they don't have Yasuo. So good survive there. Did have to use some summoner spells, but LeBlanc flashed as well. So great job there by the bot lane here from SVU.
Yeah, I mean, that's what your sums are for, right? We see another big all-in fight on top lane here. Willy Wonka going to get eaten up a little bit. But Jay's going to take a shower shot, and he survives.
Yeah, now we're seeing Willy Wonka had that one shot. Here comes the engage, though, from Zach. Can he clap against the own clone? LeBlanc going low, doesn't have flash. Does she have a way out? And a snipe from the Swammer. Hits the ability over the wall. The W there from Zeri. Great job by him picking up that kill. SVU doing well across the board, but Willy Wonka really struggling now in the top lane. That all-in he had was all his eggs were in that basket, and now that failed, he is really in deep trouble against this Jace. Down, quite a bit CS, and he's staying up in levels decently well. He's one behind, but he has to get some kind of help up here.
Yeah, the top lane difficult matchup aside, it's a wonder to see the SVU performance when gold's much more even than it was in the last game, right? They seem different, right? Like the champions that they're playing are super comfortable. The decisions they're making are the right ones. They got good reads on their opponents. It's a different SVU.
Yeah, so we are going to see a big discrepancy up in top lane, but Yasuo farming really well. Zeri online, has a couple kills to her name, so Swammer will be feeling good. SVU still down a little bit in gold, but I think most of that is going to be up in the top lane. We're seeing, almost a 2,000 gold lead here just for the Jace. So that's pretty much the entire gold lead of the game. So they're going to have to play around that Jace. Jace really good in the mid game, already has his mythic. So we'll see if he shows up to any fights, and they're going to have to play around that accordingly. Yasuo going to shove this in. Zach showing up. LeBlanc still as slippery as ever. Really hard to kill that champion, even though it doesn't have flash. He probably could have went in on that, but not sure where Vi is. Vi coming up top, trying to abuse Willy Wonka even more. But I don't know how much further behind he can really be. So
we see a pinch coming.
Yeah, here comes a cheese. Here goes Pleasant Plant. He's going in, but he was not patient enough on it. They expected her to gank when she was just coming down the Rift Herald. A little bit more patience there. They probably could have got the Vi, but still good pressure there out of the jungler here from SVU.
Yeah, I mean, and good vision there too, right? We see Willy Wonka and SVU taking a lot more control of that topside river with the rewards and stuff. So you love to see that big change from last game. Bot side's doing a good job too with that. So, a lot of these little things coming up. It's a whole different game than it was 10 minutes in the last game, right?
Yeah. So we have to see how they navigate this mid-game. We might actually see some team fights this round, which would be super exciting, especially the comp here from SVU. Really fun to watch the team fighting, how they get the initiations. Vi looking for a fight down here in bot lane. Going to just clear out some vision. SU's bot lane feeling a lot better here in game number 2. So Swammer's looking to come online here, looking for the Triforce. That'll be nice for him. And they already have a dragon here. So SVU has a dragon now. Might try to stack those. They're going for the Rift Herald here with the Yasuo and the Zac. So that's going to be nice for them if they can pick it up. That'll be a lot of gold in their pocket, but they got to use it quickly because plates drop off at 14 minutes.
Yeah, and with another dragon coming up, that's an opportunity to use that to create pressure and just kind of you see that happen a lot, right? Use the rift, get the next dragon, and with that many objectives under your belt, you see teams starting to really snowball a little bit. I'm really impressed with our SVU bot lane here, doing an amazing job surviving against these pike hooks and all these roams from mid and from jungle ganks, and just doing an amazing job.
Yeah, they got to get this wave shoved out if they want to go for this dragon. It looks like they might just pressure mid lane turret. Zach going up there, clearing the wave. Here comes Tunny T-Bone, though. They know that the dragon is being taken right now, so they're going to try to trade for some plates in mid, which is a decent enough trade, but they got to win this fight. Honey T-Bone's here, but he's a little bit late. Good wind wall there from the Yasuo, going to deter any further aggression out of the side of Duke. Swammer content sitting bot lane, getting some extra CS, trying to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, one dragon, especially for the first, since SVU was able to get the other for the first one. The first dragon for Duke for a bunch of play gold. I like that trade, right? Especially with SVU being able to trying to close this little gold lead and try and take a lead themselves. That's going to be important, especially in this mid game, like you're talking about.
Yeah, so the only real problem here is that Jace. If he's not there, SVU likes their odds in any fight. He is taking that tower. So SVU not sending any help up here to Willy Wonka, which, it's hard to say what to do because he's going to get the flash, though, so I think I would send someone up here now, and it looks like Zach is coming. They might be able to get this Jace here, but if he outplays it, but Yasuo's getting 1v3, and here comes Vi under tower. Yeah, Alistair's combo is going to get interrupted by the Vi ult because she is unstoppable. I don't know if Zach can kill this Jace on his own, so this is going to be a lot of kills here over on the side of Duke, but Zach is going to outplay it. Pleasant Plant, great job, great shutdown, and that's really what they needed after those 2 kills going over. So Yasuo did die in the dive there, but Zach got it back up top.
Yeah, those Sork shoes coming in, putting in work on that Zach. But you hate to see all of that happening for SVU's side to see if Vi's going to try and get out of this.
She failed her Q. I think this is a kill. I don't know where Honey T-Bone's going. He should just be following her here. That was definitely a kill opportunity. She's going to get executed, and that's going to be nothing. But she will, lose some time on the map and lose those buffs. So
yeah, I mean, it's better than Vi surviving or actually getting the back off. So
yeah, 100%. Swammer going in on the Jinx, wants revenge from that last game, will get the flash. Here comes Honey T-Bone with the combo. He's going to knock up the Pike, but I don't know if that's going to be enough CC to lock them down for the extended fight. Swammer going to back off here, getting kind of low, going to dash out. Honey T-Bone's going to tank that for him, though, and he didn't need to, so that's going to be kills going over, and that's unnecessary tanking of that hook. Zeri still having the dash. Pike going to go in with the Q, flash in, so things are now blowing open for Duke. Here comes Zach, though. He will pick up another shutdown, so Zach is the shining light here for SVU. Zach can get online. Yasuo possibly. There's still hope.
Yeah, there is. Pleasant Plant doing a great job of cleaning up, almost making it to these things fast enough, but it can be tough as a jungler. You got the whole map to watch out for. We're glad that he can keep up. We see Jace at second tower now.
Yeah, Jace is really putting a lot of pressure here. And here goes 567. He finally decides to all in, but Vi is there the one time he decides to go in. But here's Zach. He's here for the clapping, and that's good job by him. He's trying to get to the LeBlanc, trying to help his mid laner. Mid lane is on the run. Good wind wall there from the Yasuo. Yasuo should be able to get out of this fine, but there's Bloblets. And here comes Honey T-Bone and Swammer. Can they get there in time? Good TP from Willy Wonka. He's going to keep the Bloblets alive, but he's going to probably give his own life to do so. LeBlanc's on the run, and this has just turned into an unorganized mess. Pleasant Plant going to go down, but they will pick up the return kill. So craziness across the board.
Yeah, it's insane. The skirmish is still going. No, great skirmishing from both teams. I think there, SV did a great job stalling out after Yasuo was all in, kind of backfired. Vi great positioning to capitalize on that, but messy. There's just so much going on there. So many people coming in from so many different angles at so many different times, and that was a long fight.
Yeah, it really was. We'll have to see SVU now down, 6K gold. We saw this last game as well. I feel like they have a little bit more going for them this game than they did last game, but they have a similar situation. Instead of the Twitch being super far behind, it's the Silas. So they're still, kind of missing somebody on the map. And they got to just play around that. If Jace isn't there, they should fight. If he is there, probably a disengaged situation. Yasuo going to try to outplay this. He's in a 1v3 again, but here comes Alistair, but he's not going to be able to get there in time, and that's another kill going over. So Yasuo getting picked off twice now.
Yeah, we're seeing vision really drop around that mid lane and stuff in the river there. So Duke's going to be able to capitalize on that and take mid tower here. But I got
here we go, big engage. Here comes Swammer, fat engage out of the Zach, out of the Alistair. Swammer trying to clean it up. There's the exhaust. He's going to hit the W. He's going to look for the LeBlanc kill and gets it. 3 kills going over, but here comes the Pike. Pike, does he have his ultimate? He doesn't need it. He's going to stab him, and so that's a great fight there out of SVU to try to get back into this game.
Yeah, that is. You need to get those kind of kills. SVU actually utilizing the champion synergies and they're able to take advantage of Fog of War from unique angles like that. Really great job using the champions that way. I got to be a little bit more optimistic than last game, with Silas being behind, or rather than our Twitch, because we still have a lot of damage opportunity from the rest of SVU's
and Silas has a lot of utility. Oh, here we go. They're going for the Jace. They want that shutdown. 5677 going in. That's a lot of damage, but they should be able to. Oh, what a predict! Pleasant Plant, the big brain prediction, the E over catching the flash, but here comes Vi. 5677 probably going to go down. Yes, he is. Pleasant Plant's going to have to flash out, and Willy Wonka is looking to run himself. He needs to get out, should be able to. So that is a 1-for-1 in the long run, but they got the shutdown on the Jace. Great job.
Yeah, when you're behind, you want to take those shutdown trades. Plus, they get away with Dragon at the end of it. So, all in all, SVU, great job right there.
So we'll see what happens here. SVU with 2 dragons to 1. So they are working towards that soul. It's going to be Infernal, which is nice. The Infernal Soul is fantastic. It's going to be great for the all-in, a little bit of extra damage. So they definitely don't want that going over to the Jace. That would be detrimental for them. So they're really going to fight hard for those dragons. It'll be 5 minutes till the next one is up. So we'll see what happens then. But this Pike is getting online here, Josh. A quiet 5-1. He has his Prowler's Claw out and his mobility boot, so he's going to be looking to make a major impact.
Yeah, he's done a great job so far, doing what he can, going around the map, roaming. Here he is coming out.
Here he is. There he's going to fly over that wall. That's the best thing about Zeri, I feel like, is that mobility. Being able to go over walls like that really gives her positioning opportunities that other AD carries don't have. So, we'll see if Swammer can utilize that. But great job by him so far. Zach giving this over to Zeri, probably. LeBlanc just doing some annoyance, doing some harassment. That's your main focus here as a block. You want to be as annoying as possible.
Yeah, and she's just being there and creating that pressure and a little bit of vacuum for her team to go in. Look for this early Baron.
Yeah, early Baron here. SVU not really noticing it. LeBlanc trying to run interference, trying to just distract them, and they are going for it. Here comes SVU. They're finally sniffing it out, but it's too late. Unable to get there. Honey T-Bone trying to get some kind of return kills, trying to get some kind of, consolation prize, but here comes the flash in from Vi going in for Swammer, but they will kill one. Can Swammer get back into the fight? They will kill multiple. So this is a lot of gold going over to SVU. This Baron might have been not the play. 5677 is not even going to die. If he can live, anyone can. Great job SVU coming back there and getting those kills. They lost the Baron, but it's only on LeBlanc. They pick up 4 kills.
Yeah, I mean SVU with the pretty major gold deficit here, extremely well played, using those champion synergies, playing around, catching Duke off guard, playing around where their champions are, and just great teamwork overall. Going to turn that around. Like you said, Baron not really going to be a huge benefit. I think LeBlanc was the only one to survive with it. She's going to make a little bit of use of it mid lane here, though. Alistar are going to try and push her off. We see Zach jumping in. They're going to try and take care of the Baron.
Yep, they get the stun, they get the clap, but I don't know if they have any damage. They are going to force their ultimate, but that doesn't really matter because LeBlanc, very balanced champion. So we'll see what SVU does here. The gold here, while they have a huge lead, it's not really on anyone specific. So I think the 6 kills here for Zeri could really win a lot of fights if the Zeri can stay alive. Alistar going to go in, going to get locked up. And here comes Willy Wonka with the ult, the Vi ult coming on top of him. So not a great fight there. Honey T-Bone a little bit too aggressive. They really need to play around the Zeri. If Zeri's not there, SVU should not be fighting. Swammer can carry these fights if they can play around it.
Yeah, getting a little bit desperate, I think, maybe to try and get rid of the Baron buff or something there. You feel good after winning a big fight like that, and you just got to make sure it doesn't go to your head. You don't get overzealous, and you don't want to throw a game where suddenly you've been given this opportunity to get back in.
Yeah, and here comes 5677. He's going to go for the double ultimate. It's going to look nice, but it's not going to do much. Unable to pick that up. Pyke barely living. That would have been nice for him to get that kill on Pyke, but unable to do so. So that's going to be a tier 2 in bot lane going over to Duke. SVU looking to get control over the south jungle. They really got to fight from their own turf, get some kind of advantage in these fights, make it safe for Zeri to approach, because that Vi and Pyke are going to be going straight for Zeri every fight.
Yeah, we saw SVU doing a much better job early game here with vision and stuff, and we see Honey T-Bone realizing this issue now. We need to take control of our own jungles and stuff, right? Because LeBlanc and Vi and then Pyke also were able to really take advantage of this jungle is completely open. We can do whatever we want here because they have no idea where we're at. But now we see more of those wards getting out. SVU is going to be able to take a little bit more defensive position, know about where people are at, and prepare. We do see the Jace getting more involved down here towards this next drag fight. This could be a big one.
Yeah, this is huge. It's not Soul yet, but if they win this fight, SVU will be in great position. So they just need to be smart. Look at this LeBlanc, though, on your minimap. She's flanking behind, looking for some sort of flank. Probably going to go for Zeri, but most of SVU's comp is going to go in. So if SVU plays this right, they should be able to just go in and kind of ignore the LeBlanc. But here comes LeBlanc over this wall, possibly. Good wind wall out of 5677. But SVU is going to have to give up this dragon, I think. And here comes the engage, possibly. Yes, there goes the Pyke. He's going to pick up 5677. Here comes the counter fight. But this is a great fight for Duke. They're going to clean up all of SVU. Good engage there from the Vi. And SVU just not in position to make that fight happen.
Yeah, I mean, when your health's already as low as it is, looks like Duke might be going for an end here with the Herald.
Yeah, I think they might be able to. Herald is great in these types of situations. Getting that extra damage, and it's unfortunate to win a fight so close to your base because SVU definitely could win some fights here, but this is going to be an unfortunate end, and that's a quick end that just came out of nowhere, and that's going to be Duke taking game number 2 and taking the series 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, really well played by Duke, right? You're really taking advantage of their champion's mobility and stuff there, being able to chase SVU down, recognizing a little too late, hey, wait, we're in a bad spot, we probably need to back out. And it's tough to run away from some of those champions, trying to chase down Vi. Good luck. LeBlanc's going all over the place. So, great play out of both teams, but but Duke taking the cake.
Yeah, and tough game here. I know, Pleasant Plain was under the weather a little bit today, and some of these things, life happens, Josh, and sometimes you're just not having it that day. So these guys definitely going to be kicking themselves this week, hitting it hard at practice, and I'm sure they'll be coming in next week looking strong. So make sure y'all tune in next week to follow them. Make sure you see the journey of them through the college League of Legends circuit. We'll see how that continues next Saturday. We also have Monday we have some Rocket League, and Tuesday we have the NACE League of Legends team going in. So please tune into those. Those are all at 7 p.m. except for the Saturday games. Those are usually at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So
and Kevin, some of these games are subject to change. Teams get late or whatever. Is there a place where all of our viewers can find updates for these games?
Yes, Instagram, Coach Kev. SVU. I'm going to be releasing a schedule this week, a master schedule, kind of outlining where you guys can find what team, who to watch when, so you can make sure you don't miss any of the games you want to watch. And we will be trying to launch the YouTube as well to make sure you can watch any old games that you want to as well. So,
well, awesome. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch League of Legends next time.
Have a good night.